Sayonara, Shama. Hasta la vista, Shama. Shama no more. Goodbye to the Shama chance for now. And I mean, thank God, because I was getting tired of constantly hearing Shama. Thank God Magomed put that to rest. Big Ankh gets it done. Big Ankh dethrones Alex Poatan Pereira. And I couldn't be any more happier with the outcome, man. I mean, this was well-deserved for Magomed Ankalaev. And honestly, this is justice done for Ankalaev because I thought he got screwed over at UFC 282 against Blachowicz when he fought for the vacant belt. Should have won that fight. He came out with a draw. And then I thought he should have gotten an automatic title shot. But he had to literally take 3 more fights since then. He had a long road to get back to the title. The UFC was clearly protecting Pereira from Magomed Ankalaev. Pereira was putting this fight off. He was delaying him, denying him, kept saying, oh, it won't be Ankalaev. Ankalaev's going to have to wait because Ankalaev talked so much crap. And they made Ankh have to fight Rakic in favor of Khalil, the number 8 guy getting a title shot. So through all the trials and tribulations that Ankh was put through and him enduring being screwed over, it ended with him coming out on top of everything. And he had to take this fight during Ramadan if he wanted this fight. So the odds were stacked against him and he still pulled it off and he still became the champion of the world. And look, I know most people aren't happy about this outcome because Alex is a fan favorite and most people like to hate on Ankalaev, but honestly, man, I like Ankh and I kind of like to go against the crowd. I'm sort of in the minority. A lot of people like to go against Ankh, I root for him and I want to see him win just to further shut people up, just to further piss off the fans. And I wanted to see these toxic Poatan fanboys get shut down. It's not Pereira I have a problem with. It's his stupid fans that ruined him for me. And that kind of made that legendary run Pereira had just annoying because he kept winning and his fans just kept getting worse. So Alex needed to lose this fight. Ankalaev needed to win this fight. Justice was done tonight, but great performance by Magomed Ankalaev. He said going into this fight, he does not need his wrestling to defeat Alex Pereira. And people called him crazy. He said he wasn't going to try to wrestle, and he actually did try to wrestle. But kudos to Alex for showing good takedown defense. He surprised people with improved takedown defense. He was ready. But Ankalaev surprised people with good striking. And I had a feeling that would happen. I just thought that what would happen is Alex would show good takedown defense. Magomed would do good on the feet. He'd be competitive. But I thought eventually he'd get caught. And I remember throughout the fight, I was waiting. I'm like, okay, Alex, it's only a matter of time before he gets down Ankalaev's timing and lands something big. But that just wasn't happening. Ankalaev just did not let Alex Pereira get in a rhythm. He did not let him set his feet or plant to, load up for that left hook because he kept Pereira going backwards and he kept him guessing too. He just gave him nothing to counter. He displayed really good pressure along with effective distance management and defense. Like he was able to maintain distance while keeping Pereira back. And he outboxed him too. And this fight, in a way, was kind of like Israel Adesanya versus Sean Strickland, where like the elite level kickboxer who's deemed to be the best striker in his weight class gets shut down against someone who has superior defense and solid pressure. And like Adesanya against Strickland, Alex against Ankh got shut down in the boxing and got exposed for having nothing off the back foot. And he kind of got exposed for being a bit of a one-trick or two-trick pony because he's got the calf kicks, but the left hook, that's his main weapon, But if you can take those weapons away, Alex really doesn't have much else. And I don't want to say this about Alex. He's a very all-around good striker, but it's that left hook that makes him so deadly. It's those calf kicks that make him so deadly. But Ankalaev, being southpaw, took away the calf kicks' effectiveness. He was able to land his own leg kicks and be effective with them. The push kicks of Ankh were also effective, and that's another Adesanya Strickland parallel. Because Sean Strickland was walking Izzy against the cage and constantly kept landing those teep kicks. And another thing Ankalaev did so well in this fight was that lead hand trapping. And that lead hand, that's Alex Pereira's left hand. That's where he's able to uncork that left hook and land it on the chin. But Ankalaev constantly pawing at the left hand, it didn't give Alex Pereira a chance to explode with that left. And even in moments where that left hand was free, Ankalaev's head was off the center line. Ankalaev was too far out of range for Alex Pereira to find that chin. Ankalaev is so tricky with his defense and showed tonight that he has way more volume. His combinations are more effective. And tonight he just showed to be the superior striker to Alex Pereira, which no one saw coming. Not even me. I was overconfident in Alex. I was like, if this fight stays on the feet, it's Alex Pereira night and day. But Ankalaev killed that narrative, which I'm happy he did. But I mean, let's break it down round by round. Round one, close. Ankh does well on the feet. It's competitive, but slight edge to Alex because he's kind of landing more. Not really doing any damage, but just doing more with the calf kicks, I guess, that weren't doing much. And maybe a few jabs to the body. I got to rewatch this fight. My memory's not entirely fresh. As exactly what happened in each round outside of, Ankh rocking him in round two. But round one, Alex round. Round two, clear round for Ankalaev. That was the round where Ankh really opened up, started putting on a lot of pressure. And I was getting worried. I'm like, I don't know, man. Ankalaev might get caught similar to how Yuri did, because Yuri Prochazka started touching up Pereira in the second round. But then towards the end, he got a little bit overconfident, overextended, and got caught and finished. But Magomed, he basically like took a page out of Yuri Prochazka's book from the first fight. He kind of emulated some of what Yuri did, but he fought smarter. He kind of learned from Yuri's mistake. Like, Yuri did what Ankh did, but overextended, got overzealous. He didn't know when to pull back, where Ankh, he knew when to disengage before Alex Pereira could catch him. And then late round two, he rocks Pereira, and Pereira gets saved by the bell. And I remember screaming in the cinema. Yes, I watched this in theaters, by the way. It was awesome. I was like, oh. But, Pereira got saved by the bell. And then round three, kind of a 50-50 round. Like, you could argue that was a Pereira round because he did outland him in that round. But sometimes outlanding your opponent doesn't necessarily mean you're winning the round. But, I mean, it also could mean that as well. I'll just say that Alex Pereira did win rounds 1 and 3 going into the fourth, and it was 2-1 Alex, but it doesn't matter because Ankalaev clearly won the fourth round with his cage control. In that round, he was really trying to wrestle. And, I mean, props to Alex for showing amazing, improved takedown defense, but it didn't matter. Ankh didn't even need to take him down. All he needed to do was control him, neutralize him, and just wear on him, make him work, because having to defend takedowns against the cage, that's got to be taxing. And Ankh just made Alex carry his weight, and that sort of took the sting off Alex's punches. It took away the explosiveness because the arms got filled with lactic acid, therefore making Alex less dangerous. And then going into the fifth round, even though it looked like Ankh was coasting a bit despite being 2-2 going into the fifth, or 3-1 on one card, 2-2 on the other two cards, he was still safe because Alex Pereira was tired. He was too tired to put on effective pressure, and he didn't have enough pop. And I mean, the only big notable strikes Alex landed in the fifth was that head kick that kind of stumbled Ankh, but Ankh was able to block it. He stumbled basically from the momentum of the shot, kind of pushed him back, didn't hurt him. And then he landed that one jab, but it didn't hurt Ankalaev. And then Ankalaev, he closed the round strong. Even though he couldn't get the fight to the ground, he was able to just hold Alex against the cage. He showed effective control towards the end of round 5. So because of that, I have to give the 5th round to Magomed Ankalaev. And I mean, 2 judges who gave 48-47 for Ankh, they gave Ankalaev 2, 3, and 4, which that's a fair score. And then the one judge that gave Ankh 4-1 gave Ankalaev rounds 2, 3, 4, and 5, which honestly, I don't really think 49-46 is a crazy score. I could see how you could give it 4-1 Magomed Ankalaev. But personally, I'm going to say Ankh 1-3-2. But man, could you imagine if the judges who gave Ankalaev 2, 3, and 4 instead gave Ankh just 2 and 4, and Alex on those cards won rounds 1, 3, and 5? Bro, Ankh would be cooked, and he would have lost this fight, and that would have sucked if you're Ankalaev, because, you know, in Ankh's case, he already got robbed in a title fight, and then he could be getting robbed again. So, but, you know, luckily the judges got it right. And man, the commentary was so biased, especially DC was so annoying, just sucking Alex off, acting like he was clearly winning the 5th. When it was done, he acted like Alex clearly won round 5 when it wasn't clear at all. No one was doing anything before Ankh closed that round strong, so it was a clear decision in favor of Ankalaev, and I thought he clearly won the 5th round. But that didn't even matter because Ankalaev didn't even need the 5th round to win this fight. And I mean, I was kind of nervous, you know, when the fight was done, because I knew it was close. I mean, I thought Ankh had done enough, but you never know with these judges. And with Alex being a fan favorite, I thought there might be some pre-written scoring in favor of Poatan, but luckily that wasn't the case. And Magomed Ankalaev walked out as the champion. And you know, the beautiful thing about that is now the ball is in Magomed Ankalaev's court. Should they do an immediate rematch? It's all on Ankh's terms. Ankh has a say in when he wants to fight again, if it's Alex, and where he wants to fight Alex. Before, he was, you know, having to go by Alex's terms when Alex was the champion. But now it's Magomed's turn. The tables have turned, and you love to see it. And Ankalaev being a Dagestani, it's most likely that he's going to come back in October in Abu Dhabi. And if Poatan wants that immediate rematch, he's going to have to wait until October and in Abu Dhabi. And Magomed Ankalaev, now that he's the champion, he's earned that privilege to have his homecoming in his like home region of Abu Dhabi. If he so pleases, he deserves that chance to have his first ever title defense in Abu Dhabi. And I think Pereira versus Ankalaev 2 would be a good headliner for an Abu Dhabi October pay-per-view. But if not, if Pereira's not willing to wait, or if it doesn't work out, outside of Alex, who I'd say would be the most deserving, Yuri is like the logical next fight to make if Alex isn't next. It's definitely Yuri Prochazka. It's a fresh matchup because when Alex was the champion, he had 2 wins over Prochazka. If Alex would have won tonight, Yuri would have been in sort of a tricky spot, but now this sort of opens up the door for Yuri Prochazka to get another chance. And imagine Magomed Ankalaev versus Yuri Prochazka down the line, especially for the title. That'd be epic. I hope it happens, but regardless, tonight belongs to Magomed Ankalaev. Congratulations to Magomed Ankalaev for achieving your goal of becoming the world champion. Like and subscribe, and peace out.